G'day ladies and gents, and welcome to XCOM 2 with Mags. So originally I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to do a playthrough on XCOM 2. My initial impressions of the game, I actually had a bit of a negative reaction towards the way some of the RNG worked, but after getting further into the game, I managed to work out exactly how to use some of the new in-game features, stuff that is new and unique to XCOM 2 in order to get past some of the problems. So what I am going to do is start off at least a small playthrough. Now we're going to play on Commander difficulty level, as you can see here. We are going to we're going to skip the tutorial, basically, and turn off all the beginner voiceovers, or as much of it as we possibly can. So that should make things simpler. I'm not going for Legend yet because I tend not to play the highest difficulty level until I've completed the game at least once. And at this point, I've only ever gotten 11 missions into the game total. And of course, the one other thing we need to do, we'll be playing on Iron Man mode. So what this means is the game will be automatically saving and making sure that there will be no save scumming. There is no way to step back. So let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world.
Striking as we celebrate a benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion.
Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest PCD firm. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep Gatecrasher.
60 seconds. Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
The aliens have had long enough to establish their peaceful enclaves within the city centers. It's time we move in and show them the fight isn't over yet. We're deploying to hit a high-profile target, one that they won't be able to cover up so easily. Move to secure the target site and eliminate any hostile contacts in the area. Menace 1-5, we have a fix on the target. Move to place the X4 charges at the designated position.
Our position is concealed.
Alright ladies and gentlemen, so welcome to Operation Gatecrasher. This is the default mission you receive if you turn the tutorial off. The tutorial is completely pre-scripted and has a bit of storyline involved that I wish to skip, so we're going straight into it here. Now the objective is quite simple. We need to move our troops up, into a position to plant C4 explosives, or X4 explosives as they are known in XCOM, on a monument just ahead of our deployment zone in one of the alien-controlled cities. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the storyline of XCOM 2, this isn't a spoiler, by the way, this is in basically all the marketing material for the game. XCOM 2 diverges from the first XCOM, as in the original XCOM you successfully repelled the alien invasion. In XCOM 2, you didn't. You lost the war. The aliens took control of Earth, and you are now operating as a resistance movement. So, making our first moves now. The squad that we are currently commanding is given to us as default. We don't get to select who's in them, and they are all rookie ranks, so none of them have any particular specializations. We've put one up on the roof. I want that guy operating as a sniper and a spotter. Being at elevation will give him a longer view range and a higher percentage chance to hit when we go into a firefight. However, his range of engagement will be somewhat shorter as he has to shoot down the buildings, and the range on the standard machine gun is limited. Now we've got Daniel Jackson. Yes, for those wondering, I am a Stargate SG-1 fan. I have put all 4 members of the Stargate SG-1 original squad in the game. They will show up at some point. Daniel Jackson has been auto-assigned to me. The other 3 will show up at some point in the game. It'll be interesting to see how long I can keep them alive. There's also a few other special flavour characters I've got floating around.
Double time. Time to motor. These guys make up the bulk of the Advent forces we've dealt with. They're disciplined and well-equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
So, Babatunde is operating on advance, and he's just detected the first squad of enemy troops. They're a group of 3. Now, you'll see some red indicators with an eye coming up as I move around. If I perform an action where that red indicator is on my mouse cursor, it will immediately reveal me. In that case there, it was smashing a window. That would be detected, and it would completely expose my entire squad. So I don't want to do that. I've got to be very careful on my movements. We don't want to expose ourselves until we're detected. In fact, Daniel Jackson, he was unable to move onto the second building and keep a elevation advantage. So I'm going to move him down on the street. We're going to keep 1 high, and we're going to have 3 on street level. Now, as we're still undetected at this point, the alien turns are happening almost instantaneously, so we've got a few moments still to try and get into position.
Okay.
Advancing Igor up to the end of the next building. Now, this gives us a good overview, and you can see there's red squares on the ground marked with eyeballs. If we stand in any of those, we are spotted by those troops as well. So, we're almost ready to reveal ourselves at this point.
Affirmative. Covering now.
Now what I'm starting to do is put my troopers into Overwatch Mode. While they're in Overwatch Mode, they use their last turn and hold it. If we're detected, the aliens immediately get 1 reaction turn, even if we're in the middle of our own turn, to change position defensive to our location. If in that move they cross the line of fire with any of our troops in Overwatch Mode, we'll automatically get a reaction shot on them and could potentially kill them while they're moving. So what we're setting up here is an ambush. I want to take out all 3 of these enemy squad members in 1 turn, the second we're detected. Now the easiest way to do that is with a hand grenade. Now all of the squad members come default with a hand grenade, but as you can see here, I'm trying to get Igor to throw a grenade. But while his elevation advantage gives him a much longer spotting range, he can't throw the grenade far enough, so I'm going to have to get somebody a little bit closer. Babatunde, however, can hit all 3, so let's get this show on the road.
Multiple hostiles eliminated.
A good throw, 3 tangos down, but now every alien on the map knows we're here. So at this point we will get to complete our turn, but the aliens will now start reacting to our presence. So I'm going to leave Igor on the roof at this time. We're going to move soon up to this minivan into heavy cover, and let's see what you can see.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or stricter mind control.
Okay, so 2 more grunts and the commander. And here comes the alien's turn to react. And a first reaction shot missed, unfortunately.
That is not good.
No, it's not. So, Daniel Jackson up next. Now, he doesn't have a line of sight to any of these targets, so he can't actually engage at this time. I've got to be really careful on my movements as I don't want to expose him. We'll move him up to the other side of this minivan. This gives him line of sight on one. We'll take a shot. And good hit.
Enemy down.
So, one grunt and a commander left. Now, the commanders have more health than the grunts and are generally better shots. They're more dangerous. They can also mark single units and allow concentrated fire from all the aliens that are within the area on them. And that's exactly what's happened here. The little red triangle on my trooper at the bottom of the screen has him marked for focused fire. All enemies will get an aim bonus against him now. So, 3 damage done then, 1 more hit like that and he's dead. At the moment I'm not too worried about this. I don't have a lot of attachment to any of these units as they are the default ones that are given to you, despite maybe Daniel Jackson. I'll try and keep him alive if I can, but if the rest happen to die, I'm not concerned as long as we complete the mission. Now, Igor does have a line of sight to the alien behind the minivan here, but it's not a particularly high chance to hit, and I can't afford to miss. So what we're going to do is grenade him instead. Now, I have to be careful. Damage to the car could cause it to explode within a turn or two, and I have 2 troopers up against the side of it, so I need to keep them mobile. Incidentally, grenades always hit the target. There is no chance to miss. Now, Babatunde has line of sight to the alien commander, but he's only got a 26% chance to hit, which is not enough. And he also used his only grenade in the initial attack, so I'm going to take a risk with him and try and move him up, so he'll get a better shot on the next turn. So Soon's up next, but again, only a 33% chance to hit. However, she still has hand grenades available, so we'll lob one of those in. Now, this grenade will not be able to take out the commander in a single hit, but will do significant damage and destroy part of his cover. And last but not least, Daniel Jackson, and once again he has no line of sight to the alien commander, and he's slightly out of range for hand grenades, so I need to move him into a position where he can lob. Unfortunately, there's not a great deal of cover around here I can actually use, but I only need to get the grenade just within range, so I'm thinking we're going to move up around this box, just up to the other side of the minivan. This is a risk, because the aliens have grenades too. Being that close, they could grenade me, but with the commander's health being so low, this grenade should take him out. Bullseye.
Area is secure. We're not picking up any inbound contacts. Scanners are clear. -15, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double. Moving to Overwatch. Moving to position.
So at this point, all alien forces on the map have been eliminated, and we can begin moving up to try and complete the objective. Just making a quick stop before we do, however, to stop inside that yellow box. When you kill some of the troops in the game, you will get a yellow box like that. It is the troops dropping loot, effectively. Weapons modifications that you can pick up and apply to your weapons after the mission has been completed. In this case, we picked up a hair trigger modification. I'm not entirely sure what that does off the top of my head. I'll have to have a look after the mission.
-15, we have a limited window to act before Advent responds. We need to get those charges planted on the double.
Now, if I don't plant the X4 explosives this turn, the next turn an Advent transport or an alien transport is likely going to arrive and drop off an additional squad of troops.
Rendezvous at the extraction point.
But no need to worry about that.
Status
Mission complete.
confirmed. Squad is clear. Designating charges.
So, Operation Gatecrasher complete. Took 7 turns, we wiped out 6 of 6 aliens, 1 of our soldiers was wounded, none died. So an excellent rating. And because we made heavy usage of hand grenades and only fired our weapons deliberately once, 100% shot percentage accuracy. Reaction fire doesn't count towards this. 2.44 damage average per attack, and we wiped out just short of 1 alien per turn. 6 aliens over 7 turns, with a 27.86% cover bonus. So our 4 soldiers arrive home safely. However, Fafana is gravely wounded, so will likely be unavailable for our next turn. And at this point, our soldiers start getting their classes, so let's see what we've got.
Just like it sounds, our sharpshooters engage enemy targets with pinpoint accuracy from extreme range. They're also trained in pistol marksmanship for the occasional close encounter.
Alright, so Igor, our roof guy, became a sniper. Excellent. Now, as far as I know, these roles are handed out randomly, but it'll be interesting to see what characters get assigned what, considering how I played them.
Operating some of our most advanced equipment, specialists deploy robotic drones on the battlefield that can be outfitted for combat or field medic duty.
So, Daniel Jackson becomes a support medic class, which is interesting because I had him hang back for most of the match. Now, next up will be Fofana. Now, he was the one who opened up with the hand grenade at the start of the ambush.
Serving as our demolitions experts, the Grenadiers provide heavy ordnance delivery whenever and wherever we need it.
Now this is getting really interesting here, because it means the last troop, the one I used as the advanced character at ground level, and was the first to push up to that minivan, is going to wind up with the Ranger class, my favourite class in the game.
The Ranger serves as our primary reconnaissance unit, capable of moving independently in concealment while engaging enemies at close range.
Now what's interesting with that is she was the one that was at the shortest distance to the alien forces for the longest period of time. Now I'm still pretty sure that all of these character classes are assigned at random, and this is just coincidence, but this is one hell of a coincidence. All 4 characters are assigned classes appropriate for the way I played them within that match. Now I'm going to call this video off here, because when I return back to the base at this point, it is going to have some storyline, in-game video clips, story spoilers and so on come into play. And I don't want to spoil the story for anybody. I will show you the inside of the base once we've gotten past that early phase of the game. So until next time, ladies and gents, thank you very much for watching. Click like if you do, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll catch you next time.